What if I told you that owning a car like this right here could genuinely make you a millionaire? I know it sounds kind of crazy. The only people that drive Nissan Altimos are ghetto Latinas, but no. Ghetto Latinas and you, a future millionaire. Well, it doesn't have to be a Nissan Altima. It could be a 2009 Ford Focus or whatever your heart desires, as long as it's in a budget. I'm gonna get into why you shouldn't finance a car, especially in your early years. Run the numbers to show you how you can be a millionaire yourself by buying a used car, and even show you some examples on the good old Facebook marketplace. The land of, is this still available? So I mean, just because the US was literally built for cars, unlike a bunch of cities in Europe, there should be no reason that you finance a car. No one wants to deal with the slimy salesman, the ridiculously high interest rates, the misleading sticker prices, and the exponentially decreasing value of a new car. People already make a fuss about mortgage loans going from 3% all the way up to 7% when buying a house. So why on earth would you say yes to an interest rate for an auto loan that ranges anywhere between 10 and 20%? After paying off the car entirely, you could end up paying up towards twice as much as what you saw on the sticker price. If we factor in all the interest you'd be paying, the tax, the dealer fees, maybe a potential warranty, the title, and when I say dealer fees, I mean there are a bunch. The only way these dealerships are making profit is through interest rates and these hidden fees that they're not telling you about until it's time to sign. And after you're whipping it off the lot, you could say goodbye to 10, upwards of 20% of the car's value just from buying it from a dealership. You don't have to be a numbers person to understand this graph right here. This thing goes straight down, and after a few years, its value finally stays somewhat consistent. So let's say you don't buy a new car and you go with one of the options I show you at the end of the video. How do you actually become a millionaire now? So on average, the price of a new car is around $47,000, and people end up paying 10% for the down payment. So let's take that down payment and pretend you bought a used car with that. And what we're left with is an average car payment of $737. If you were to invest that into the S&P 500, which is a good representation of the overall stock market, you could end up with $1 million in just 26 years. And that's only if you're playing it safe with the S&P 500. If you were to invest it into a safe cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, the longest standing and the most popular cryptocurrency around the world, you could potentially end up with $1 million a lot sooner by just investing that new car payment into Bitcoin instead. This money does grow exponentially too. So in the first few years, you wouldn't see too much growth, but after 5 years, you'll see your interest grow exponentially. I'll even show you what it would look like if you were to hold on to it for 30 years instead of 26 years. Now let's take a look at what this would realistically look like if you were going to make that decision. So we got a 2015 Ford Fiesta here, all black trim, only $7,350 here. Not too bad of a car if you're gonna be going on a budget. 74,000 miles is pretty dang good, and there's not too much to say about this one right here. This one would definitely pique the interest of the Jeep girlies, but although it's old, the mileage is only 94,000 miles. I mean, it looks like it's in great condition. They definitely kept it well. Something faster for the boys would be this 2012 Ford Mustang 8900. Let's see if this is the V6 or V8. 2012 Ford Mustang, ready to go if you have fun and fast cars. Okay, I think this is just a V6, but even then it's got low mileage, 64,000. You're definitely going to be having fun in here. And it's even a manual. This one is a 2016 Honda Civic, very reliable, only $8,200, 153,000 miles, a little bit on the higher end, but Honda Civics could probably last to 300,000 miles if taken care of properly. And this one definitely looks like, oh, there's a stain on the seat, but I'm sure you can get that out. I feel like a lot of people's concern is if they buy a used car, it's gonna have issues, it's gonna run into problems, and they're gonna have to fix it themselves. But if you really wanted to budget and invest every penny that you possibly could, I would recommend, if the check engine light comes on or if you're hearing a noise, take it to a garage. They'll probably be able to troubleshoot it for about $100 or less. Figure out what has to be replaced, and if you're not the type to fix it yourself, call up a few locations, see who could do it for the cheapest, and get it done that way. If you're investing every month that $737 that we were talking about earlier, you're definitely gonna have enough money to get it repaired every now and then. hands down. But if you really wanted to save every single dollar, I recommend taking it somewhere to get it troubleshoot and then looking up a YouTube video to fix it yourself. If you got a friend with some tools, it could actually be pretty fun. I just got done doing this with my 2004 car. We took off the tires, put on some new ball joints, and put the tire back on. It wasn't too complicated. He had all the tools I needed, and the only thing I paid for was a pizza after we got done working. But yeah, I think more people should definitely be doing this, especially with new cars at record high prices. But more people should just be aware of the possibility of the benefit of buying a used car and investing the difference. But that's all I got to say about that. We got to make America wealthy again.